Welcome to the video. It's your boy Jordan. I actually hope you're having a good day. In this video, I'm going to give you the pros and the cons of both the hack squat and the leg press. So let's do this.
Do what you want to do. Yeah.
Alright, so my first positive with the hack squat is the fact that it's a very fixed range of motion. So what you're actually doing is actually just moving in one direction, and because of that, you're only incorporating the muscles that you need to target, and that's predominantly the quads and the glutes in this exercise. Another positive with the hack squat is the fact that you can actually load on as much weight as possible. Another positive I tend to really like with the hack squat is the fact that it's really safe. When you're approaching those last reps and you're not sure if you're going to fail, it's easy to go for the additional reps, because once you're approaching the bottom and you try to push, if you don't make it up to the top, you can just fall all the way down and there won't be a problem, and your weight's nice and secure. It's just a very awkward position to get out of. So another negative to the hack squat is the fact that it could really target stress on the shoulders. As you're loading up the weight on the hack squat and you've got these pads resting on your shoulders, it can cause your shoulders some distress. But also another positive regard of the hack squat is the fact that it actually increases your hip range of motion, and you can actually make them as wide as possible or as narrow as possible. And this is really as good for increasing range of motion during your squat. As you can see here, look, you can see how wide my feet are apart. This hack squat is pretty narrow, but however, there actually are other alterations of the hack squat where you could adjust your feet slightly wider. Another positive is the fact that this machine is actually very beginner friendly, and it actually teaches you to brace your core. So that's something we don't really get with other machines. You actually need that core strength to help you get back up to the top. This actually comes with a disadvantage with the fact that it actually doesn't target your core as much as regular squats do.
Yeah. With me. Yeah. Wanna do.
Another positive I actually like with the hack squat is the fact that how low you can actually get. You can actually really take your ass to the grass in this one and get really as low as possible. Whereas especially if you actually started doing squats and go straight into regular barbell squats as a beginner, it's actually going to take a while to get your form in depth. So this is a great starter to go as low as possible. Just like that, failure is easy, it's nice and safe. You literally, once you fail, you can literally just take it all the way to the bottom. It's going to be difficult getting it back up, but I recommend just dismounting from this and just taking off all the weight and pushing it up.
Do what you want to do.
Alright, so my final positive of the day, and probably the most important one, is the fact that I actually reduced the load off your spine. as your back is constantly up against this pad, it just takes off all the pressure of your spine. So it's actually great to prevent a muscle injury.
Yeah. Wanna do.
Alright, so we finished with the pros and cons of the hack squat. Now we're on to the leg press. We're going to start off with a negative and the fact that it actually does take a while to load up the weights on the leg press machine. That's it, and now the fact that we've loaded all our weights, we're actually good to go now. Okay, so my first positive with the leg press is actually the fact that it isolates your legs and strictly targets either your quads, your hammies, or even your glutes, no matter where your foot is positioned. Alright, so to target your hamstrings, you're on a slightly higher position with the feet. To target your glutes, you're on a slightly wider position with the feet. And to target your quads, you're on a slightly lower it down. Alright, so my next positive is actually the fact that it doesn't require any balance. As you're actually laying down and you're actually pushing in an upright position, you don't have to worry about losing your balance and potentially falling over with all this weight on top of you. My next con is actually the fact that it's actually pretty daunting to go to failure. As you've got all the weight on top of you, you don't really want to bring it down as far as possible. That mentally, that's a lot of weight. And the fact that it's coming towards you, you have a thought in your mind that will potentially crush you, but that's not necessarily the case. That's why you don't see many people tend to go to failure here, because it's more of a mental thing. But however, these machines are actually designed to fail safely. And yeah, just drop it to as low as possible. That's why these restrictions are there. Alright, so my next pro with the leg press is the fact that it actually strengthens your squat and develops leg power. If you take a break from squatting and just focus on your leg pressing, you will come back stronger. But however, with this, there's actually a con. There's actually no functionality into leg pressing than there is squatting. Especially if you participate in other sports, the leg press isn't necessarily functional in that aspect. Another positive in terms of the leg press is the fact that you can actually move a lot of weight, and the fact that you can actually move a lot of weight is a positive. But there actually comes a negative of this. You have to know when to stop loading on the weight, and that's when your ego comes to play, and that's when you start ego lifting. You don't want to put as much weight on as possible and just focus on the movement. What you want to do, you want to get a nice comfortable amount of weight where you can focus on your form and time over tension. Another positive in the leg press is the fact that it's very adaptable, and you could adapt the seat and how much you're leaning forward or how much you're leaning back. This is good for like your muscle injury. Everyone has specific needs when it comes to their back, so it's nice to know that you can just lift it like this, brace yourself, and also brace it backwards. Okay, so a con for the leg press is the fact where you don't know when you're overcompensating on one leg and you're pushing more with your left or your right or vice versa. So it's just trying to find the balance and just trying to just push equally. And my final cons are the fact that you don't want to lock out your knees. This could actually potentially cause an injury on your knees and make them buckle. And also when you're pushing up, you don't really want to round your back. If you're rounding your back, you actually put a lot of weight on your lower back. And this could actually cause back pain. So that is it. I've given you both the pros and the cons for the hack squat and for the leg press. I personally prefer the leg press because I actually find it a lot more fulfilling pushing a lot of weight above you. But I'd actually personally find a way to incorporate both these exercises into your leg day like I do myself. If you've made it to the end of this video, I should really appreciate you. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you want more fitness advice, don't forget to actually follow me on Instagram. And also don't forget to actually hit the subscribe button. You'll be first to see all these videos that I'm dropping. So until next time, peace.